Breaking news for millions of Americans struggling to make ends meet. The federal government has finally approved the long-awaited stimulus package providing $2,200 monthly checks specifically for Social Security recipients. After months of congressional debates and advocacy from senior groups across the nation, this financial relief is officially scheduled to hit bank accounts on April 25. But what exactly does this mean for you and your loved ones who depend on Social Security? Will this be enough to combat the rising inflation that's been devastating fixed incomes? And most importantly, are you eligible to receive this payment? Before we dive into all the critical details you need to know about this game-changing stimulus update, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. This channel is dedicated to bringing you the most up-to-date information on stimulus packages, Social Security changes, and financial support programs as soon as they're announced. You don't want to miss vital information that could put thousands of extra dollars in your pocket this year. The new stimulus package represents one of the most significant expansions of Social Security benefits in decades. After months of inflation eroding the purchasing power of millions of retirees, disabled Americans, and other Social Security beneficiaries, Congress has responded to mounting pressure from advocacy groups representing seniors and people with disabilities. The legislation passed with bipartisan support after economic data revealed that traditional Social Security recipients have been disproportionately affected by recent economic challenges, including housing costs, medical expenses, and everyday necessities that have skyrocketed in price. So who exactly qualifies for these new $2,200 monthly payments? The stimulus package targets Americans currently enrolled in Social Security programs, including retirement benefits, SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, and SSI, Supplemental Security Income. However, there are important income thresholds you need to be aware of. Individuals with annual incomes below $75,000 will receive the full $2,200 monthly payment, while those earning between $75,000 and $95,000 will receive a gradually reduced amount. Married couples filing jointly must have incomes below $150,000 to receive the full benefit, with a phase-out occurring up to $180,000. For those wondering about dependent status, yes, adult dependents are included in this package, which is excellent news for families caring for disabled adult children or elderly parents. What makes this stimulus different from previous pandemic-era payments is its ongoing nature. Rather than a one-time payment, these $2,200 checks are scheduled to continue for 6 months, with congressional oversight committees set to evaluate the program for a potential extension based on economic conditions later this year. This represents a total potential benefit of $13,200 per eligible recipient over the initial 6-month period, a substantial boost that could significantly improve financial stability for millions of vulnerable Americans. Many viewers have been asking how these payments will be distributed. According to the Treasury Department's announcement yesterday, if you're already receiving Social Security benefits through direct deposit, you'll automatically receive the stimulus payment to the same account. No action is required on your part. Paper checks will be mailed to those who normally receive their benefits that way, though the Treasury strongly encourages switching to direct deposit to avoid mail delays. For SSI recipients who use the Direct Express card system, your stimulus payment will be loaded directly onto your card on the payment date. But what about the April 25th date? Will everyone receive their payments simultaneously? The Treasury has implemented a staggered distribution system based on the last digits of your Social Security number, a lesson learned from previous stimulus rollouts that overwhelmed payment systems. Those with Social Security numbers ending in 0 to 3 will receive payments on April 25th. Numbers ending in 4 to 6 will see deposits on April 26th, and recipients with numbers ending in 7 to 9 will receive theirs on April 27th. This systematic approach helps ensure the banking system can process the massive volume of transactions efficiently. One critical question many viewers have asked relates to how these payments might affect other benefits. I have good news on that front. These stimulus payments will not count as income for determining eligibility for federal benefit programs like Medicaid, SNAP, formerly food stamps, or housing assistance. Additionally, the payments won't be counted as resources for eligibility purposes for 12 months following receipt. This protection ensures vulnerable Americans won't lose essential support programs when receiving this financial assistance. It's worth addressing some confusion circulating on social media about taxation. These stimulus payments are structured as tax rebates, making them non-taxable income. You will not need to report these payments on your 2025 tax returns, and they won't push you into a higher tax bracket. However, Financial advisors recommend keeping documentation of all payments received, as verification may be needed for tax purposes or other financial planning. For those concerned about potential scams, and you should be vigilant, remember that the Social Security Administration and IRS will never call, text, email, or contact you through social media asking for personal information related to these payments. Government agencies already have the information they need to process your payment. If someone contacts you claiming you need to provide information or pay a fee to receive your stimulus, it's a scam. Report such attempts to the Federal Trade Commission immediately. Some critics have questioned whether these payments will fuel inflation. Economic experts have weighed in, noting that targeted relief to specific vulnerable populations is less likely to drive broad inflation than universal payments. The focused nature of this stimulus package aims to help those most in need without creating excessive pressure on prices across the economy. Many economists have actually praised the structure of this program for addressing critical needs while minimizing economic side effects. What steps should you take now to prepare for these payments? First, ensure your banking information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. If you've changed banks since beginning to receive benefits, now is the time to update that information through your online My Social Security account or by calling the SSA directly. Second, be aware of your eligibility based on the income thresholds mentioned earlier. If your income has changed significantly since your last tax filing, you may want to consult with a financial advisor about your eligibility status. For those who don't typically file tax returns because of limited income, no action is needed. The Social Security Administration has all the information required to process your payment automatically. However, if you believe you qualify but don't receive a payment by early May, a special stimulus hotline will be established beginning May 5th to address missing payment issues. Many viewers have asked how these payments might affect retirement planning overall. Financial advisors suggest viewing these payments as temporary relief rather than permanent income. While the extra $2,200 monthly provides significant short-term assistance, building long-term financial security still requires careful planning. Consider consulting with a financial advisor about how to allocate these funds effectively, perhaps addressing high-interest debt, building emergency savings, or addressing delayed healthcare needs. Congress has also included a special provision for Americans who turned 62 in 2024 but haven't yet applied for Social Security benefits. These individuals can still qualify for the stimulus payments by submitting an application for benefits before May 15, even if they ultimately suspend their actual Social Security payments through the voluntary suspension option available to those who have reached full retirement age. As we approach the April 25th distribution date, many Social Security offices across the country are preparing for increased call volumes and visitor traffic. If you have questions specific to your situation, consider using the online resources first through SSA.gov, which has been updated with a comprehensive FAQ section about these stimulus payments. This approach may save you hours of waiting on hold or in office lines. Remember, staying informed about these benefits is crucial for maximizing your financial resources. If you found this information helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for regular updates on stimulus programs, Social Security changes, and financial strategies for seniors and beneficiaries. In our next video, we'll be covering specific strategies for making the most of these stimulus payments, including smart ways to invest or save portions of this extra income depending on your personal situation. Thank you for watching this important update. Together, we'll navigate these changing financial waters and ensure you have every dollar you're entitled to receive. Stay tuned for more breaking news as the April 25th distribution date approaches.